Okay, this is amp number 2 of the day. It's a Fender Vibro King. Now the customer is telling me that there's a loud ticking noise on the tremolo. So I got it mic'd up with that Shure SM57, and we're gonna see what it sounds like. Maximum intensity, so let's turn it to 2. Very little tremolo there. Let's turn it to about 5 or 6. Still no tremolo. Turn it all the way to 10. Oh, there it is. Alright, there's that tick. It is pretty annoying. But you turn it down just below 10, tremolo doesn't really want to work. Okay, so actually there's not any bad capacitors. The problem that I found is this pot right here. That is the pot for the speed, and it's supposed to be a 5 meg potentiometer, but whenever you check the resistance between the wiper, there's anywhere from 5 to 30 meg. It goes way up there, and it kind of just jumps around if you're turning the pot, so it's definitely bad. So we'll get it replaced and see what it does. Okay, finally got this Fender Vibro King going. The first issue was you weren't able to control the speed of the tremolo. That turned out to be a bad speed pot right here. Replaced it with a brand new one, and those are very hard to find actually. I went to my electronics store here in Tulsa, and they didn't have any in stock, and it took them about a week and a half to get it, but probably could have got it quicker if I got it on Amazon or something, but I really prefer to shop local to support my guys here. The second problem was a loud tick whenever you turn the tremolo on, and that ended up being that the little neon bulb in here inside of that black shrink tubing there, it was too close to the photo cell that's on the side closest to me here. So a lot of times to solve that tick, all you have to do is kind of loosen up that shrink tubing there and pull that photo cell out a little bit, and that should stop the tick in most cases. Okay, I put this amp back together and played it a little bit just to find that the reverb is not working. Been doing a little bit of checking, and I found that the primary on the output transformer seems to be shorted. It should read something, I would guess around 150 to 300 ohms whenever you measure from pin 3 of the 6v6 tube there to the other leg of the primary, which is right here. You can see it's the red wire. That should be reading a higher value, but I'm only getting an ohm or so. You should read a low resistance on the secondary side though. The secondary side should read about an ohm or maybe 2 ohms. So I'm gonna unsolder the primary side there and then check it again with the meter, and if that turns out to be the issue, then we'll replace it. Since I found that the reverb driving transformer was blown, went ahead and ordered another one, and here on the schematic this is where the reverb driving transformer is coming off of the 6v6 GTA there. Keep in mind that these Vibro Kings, the earlier ones, used a 6BQ5 tube to drive the Reverb, but the later ones used a 6v6. So just watch for that. So I'm going to show you the new one that I got here from Hawk Electronics. I'll put a link in the description in case you end up needing one. But these guys got it to me right on time, and the package was in good shape. So let's cut it open and see what's in there. If I can do this with one hand. Well, there we go. Oh, there she is. Alright. Focus in there. 1750B. 10 watts. That sounds right. Looks good. Let's get this bad boy installed and see what she does. Before I install this new transformer, the new one is the one here on the left. It will have a 5,482 ohm primary and 8 ohm secondary, and that is the same specs for the original transformer. So this Hammond one is quite a bit more beefy. Both of these are supposed to be 10 watt output transformers, so I'm going to get a hold of the customer to make sure that he's okay with me drilling and tapping a new hole, because these do not match up. You can see, you know, if I can get a better grip on it there. Okay, so if you line up the right to the left side there, then you're still a little bit short there. So it's probably, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch off, center to center on those holes. So gonna have to drill and tap a new one there and get her in there. Okay, got her bolted up. Now about to flip her over and solder all the wires in. Okay, the light is terrible. Alright, so got it soldered in. It comes in here, your primary and secondary wires. So the blue wire goes to pin 3. It's right here, it's hard to see, I know. Goes to pin 3 of the 6v6, which is the anode. And the red wire coming from your primary goes to a B+, that is just soldered right here on this terminal. Your secondary wires, your green and black, which are right here. Black goes to the ground, and the green goes to the signal, right there in the little RCA jack on the return side of it. Or wait, is that right? Yeah. Okay, got her put back together. Now we're gonna check and see and make sure that everything is working right. So here's the amp dry. Alright, now let's throw in some reverb. Yeah, there we go. Turn it all the way up. Alright. Reverb is good. Let's make sure the dwell is working. So the dwell is kind of like how long the reverb will sustain. Alright. let's check out our tremolo there. Okay, I think it sounds pretty good. I only have the volume at about 1.5. I have neighbors, and it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here in Tulsa, so I don't want to get the cops called on me. So I did try this amp out back whenever the tremolo and reverb was not working, and I had it cranked up to about 5 or 6. And this thing sounded amazing. It's probably the best sounding amp that I've ever played. It's very, very responsive. So, I mean, I would love to have one of these myself. So, I don't even know if I should take this one back to the customer. Just kidding, but but for real though.